Robert Irwin walked into Dancing with the Stars this season carrying more than just choreography and footwork. He carried memory, grief, love, legacy. On October 14th, 2025, during dedication night, he turned what would be a performance into a confession of his heart. Tonight's story isn't about dance steps. It's about a son's yearning to make his father proud and a daughter's effort to carry forward a legacy with integrity, raw emotion, and hope. From the first moment the music began, "You'll Be in My Heart" by Phil Collins, the ballroom leveled into silence. Robert, partnered with Witney Carson, moved across the floor in what looked like a dream and felt like a reckoning. His eyes glistened. He didn't just dance, he whispered a tribute. And then in the final act, his mother Terri stepped into the frame, into the spotlight, into his arms. The audience gasped, judges paused, cameras lingered, and in that embrace, you could feel the weight of 19 years without a father and the weight of a mother extraordinary enough to fill both roles. In rehearsal videos that aired earlier in the week, Robert spoke with a trembling voice. "I was 2 when I lost Dad, and as I got older, I started to realize just how hard it would have been for her to be there for us, and all the while continue Dad's legacy she and Dad built together." He confessed he had never truly been able to capture the feeling of gratitude he carries in his heart. He spoke of wanting to say the words he cannot always speak, that his goal is to make Steve proud, even in absence. Over and over, his lips quivered. He said that at every milestone, birthdays, achievements, turning points, when he wished his father had been there, his mother was, and that alone was enough. The performance stayed with its audience. Judges Bruno Tonioli, Carrie Ann Inaba, Derek Hugg, and guest judge Kim Johnson sat in a stunned hush. Bruno said the dance was the true expression of everlasting love and offered that Steve must be looking down and smiling. Derek, who happens to have danced with Robert's sister, Bindi, in her DWTS run, paused through tears to tell Robert, "You've become such an amazing man. The world needs the Irwin family." Carrie Ann, voice breaking, said she'd want her child to have the same heart. The scores came in 3 9s and 1 8 for a total of 35 out of 40, Robert's highest yet this season. His name climbed to the top tiers. No elimination happened that night, a twist producers revealed, combining votes with the next week in deciding who goes home. But this night was never about scores. It was about confession. It was about Robert acknowledging the pain, the absence, the weight of legacy, and singing it with motion where words failed. The public reaction flooded social media. Fans streamed clips, shared tears, called it the most powerful tribute in DWTS history. Countless wrote, "Dad would be so proud." TikTok danced with old Steve Irwin interviews, reminding viewers that his mission was never just wildlife, but heart, the hope that his children would carry forward what he loved most. One resurfaced clip had Steve saying the proudest moment of his life would be seeing his kids run with his mission. Robert's dance wasn't just tribute, it was proof. Just days before dedication night, Robert revealed emotional strain behind the scenes. He posted on Instagram about his emotional week of rehearsals, reflecting on his mother's strength, on time spent remembering, on how she made sure his father remained present in their lives even after loss. He wrote this dance was for her, for all the mothers who lost someone and continue forward anyway. And then there's Stella, Robert's beloved pug. Days earlier, he announced that doctors found a cancerous mass in Stella, and while she's recovering after surgery in Australia, Robert remains in LA competing, unable to be by her side. He called her his little bestie, expressed the heartbreak of distance, and thanked fans and castmates for supporting both him and his dog through what he called among the hardest weeks of his life. In comments, his mother, sister Bindi, and many DWTS peers poured encouragement and love. To understand the weight of all of this, we step back to Steve Irwin, the larger-than-life conservationist known as the crocodile hunter who died in 2006 at age 44 after being struck by a stingray barb while filming. Robert was 2, Bindi 8. Terri, widowed, became keeper not just of animals, but of memory. She raised her children publicly in the glare of fame, always championing Steve's passion for conservation. Bindi would later win DWTS in 2015, partnering with Derek Hugg. That victory became part of the family lore Robert carries now. Robert, too, has become a recognizable advocate, conservationist, wildlife photographer, and television personality. He stepped into the public eye not to replace his father, but to continue his mission in his own voice. But nothing feels more intimate, more vulnerable than watching him melt under spotlights as he folds his memory into motion. This isn't just a competition for Robert, it's a declaration that grief can fuel art, that absence can intensify love, that legacy isn't static. Through tears and movement, he's telling a story decades in the making. Looking ahead, the path is fraught. Will Robert's emotional resonance carry him deep into the finale? Will fans keep voting? Will the judges continue to reward not just technical growth, but heart? Meanwhile, Stella's recovery continues, thousands of miles, a quiet thread tugging at him backstage. He balances hope, grief, ambition, and responsibility in each step. Robert's daughters and sons of tomorrow will inherit not just territories of nature, but a story of love, of resilience, of a son asking, "Would you be proud?" and dancing until certainty answers. His mother, Terri, stood beside him on that floor. That image, mother and son, legacy resurrected, will last longer than any number. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebration updates just like this.